The Walt Disney Company was left bruised and beaten by going into politics in the last election cycle and beyond. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're not beyond returning to them. And in fact, that's exactly what they're doing. Disney, not defeated quite yet, has decided the place to be is back in the political frenzy. Today, we'll give you the evidence and explain why Disney thinks they can hide simply by doing just one less thing this time. And that has to do with kids' content. What a day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great day to have you come our way. Truly, we appreciate you. You are seen, appreciated, and heard right here on the Pro Channel. All right, folks, let's dive into the latest news. Click that like button. If you're not yet subscribed, consider doing so. And we got a Patreon. Did you know about that? When we do spicy stuff, it's over on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/WDW Pro, where you can find out even more stuff and know what's really happening in Hollyweird. Let's take a look at this. The Walt Disney Company is determined to get back into politics, like big time determined to go straight back there. Lindsay Cornick from Fox News writing it. National Treasure director predicts upcoming third film won't be able to ignore politics. Why not? Okie dokie, here we go. National Treasure director John Turteltaub suggested Friday that the politics was a factor in delaying the third film in the Nicolas Cage-led franchise, and predicted the issue would be addressed in the new sequel. Because that's what we need. We need to talk about the Orange Man in National Treasure movies. That's what we need. During a live recording of the National Treasure Hunt podcast in Philadelphia, Turteltaub confirmed to an audience that National Treasure 3 was finally real, has a finished script, approved by him, and Disney. The original film National Treasure came out in 2004 with its sequel National Treasure Book of Secrets premiering 3 years later in 2007. Both were directed by Turteltaub. While discussing the gap between the second and third films, Turteltaub said the growing political climate of the country made it difficult to keep working on the historical fiction film series, citing an interaction with former Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Quote, he, like others, were surprised that Democrats made that movie because Democrats can't be patriots. Open grief. Turteltaub said, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. That's the thought, and it just got worse. And on the Democrat side, Republicans, they just want to keep stuff to themselves. They hate everybody. They want to kill everyone, and blah, 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 blah. Though he did not offer many details about the third film, Turteltaub predicted that it would inevitably have to address modern politics. Quote, we have to be very careful, but I don't feel we are allowed to ignore it. I think we have to include that idea in the story somehow without making someone feel put off. I'm sure they'll do a great job of that. So Turteltaub here. Turteltaub says they're going back to politics. I don't understand why, but I also am watching other ways that Disney is going back into politics. It's not just National Treasure, Caro. We're also watching Mark Ruffalo right now weighing in on the Paramount thing, and he's being accused of being anti-Semitic and all kinds of terrible things, and he probably is. Who knows? And Disney isn't requiring him to do an apology at all. Caro, it's getting to the point that I'm starting to wonder, when I go over to Breitbart and they're talking about Rachel Zegler's back into, she's not back into movies, but she's doing politics again. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if Disney rehires Zegler while she's wearing her Get Ice Out of New York City shirts and doing selfies.
Wow.
The winged victory.
That's like going back to your abusive boyfriend. That's cringe.
They just might, though. But, Caro, back to National Treasure. Why? This is like saying we're making a Winnie the Pooh movie. We got to make it political. No, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't have to do any of that. Like, I don't know where that train of thought came from because, like, not to be weird, but like there's plenty of movies that didn't have to have modern day politics or commentary in them, and people enjoyed those quite well. And my one concern when I hear stuff like that is you're going to age your movie, right? Because like anytime I see somebody that either puts in tech or they put in like, modern commentary in their thing, I'm like, you're instantly going to age it and it's not going to move on well with everyone. This honestly, to me, and I'm just saying this like as an editor, it's very small thinking. That's what I'll say. It's very limited scope. And the fact that the statement is out there, I don't think this person actually believes it. I think they're just being told that they have to because they're trying to draw eyes to the current situation right now, and they're manipulating media to do that. So that's my thought.
I'll show you this too. So, Culture, that at the same time that we're going through all this, Mark Ruffalo is a big time star with Marvel. And he's in hot water. Jewish leaders are speaking out against Mark Ruffalo for his attack on the Ellison family.
Is he doing the Black Power sign?
he's always doing that. I mean, he's full commie.
He's full commie. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's socialist, neo-Marxist, whatever you want to throw at him. It all sticks.
Full commie.
Yeah, and look, I made a video on this today. I think I already released it today.
Well, what I was going to ask you about, Culture, is Disney's not requiring him to do any kind of apology. So, I mean, we're back in full-blown Disney political mode. He doesn't Mark Ruffalo, who's going to be in these Avengers movies, Gina Carano did nothing wrong. Mark Ruffalo is out here making these kinds of comments, and the defense of him is essentially coming from other Holly weirdos. Right? I mean, you've got this person, Hannah Einbinder. Is that the name of? Yeah, Einbinder. Who the heck is Hannah Einbinder? But this is what's happening. Instead of Disney saying, Mark, go out there and apologize, you got to go out there and clean this up. This is what's up with Disney right now. We've got them joining back into politics with family films. We've got celebrities who are big time associated with Disney who are saying very incendiary things. No requirement of apology. No focus groups. No nothing. Disney is back. They're back again, Culture, right back where they were 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
around let's address time too. How strange.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, hey, this didn't work for us the first 3 times. Let's go back and try communism again. This is the same mindset that gets us with Mandami in New York. But look, let's approach it from this side of the equation. This is backlash from a lot of parties but at the same time support from others. I mean, I think Cusack came out and supported Ruffalo's opinion on all this, and that's an unlikely ally. But at the same time, and I wanted to cite this in the video that I did yesterday, is Ruffalo was called out by the Simon Wiesenthal Center. There are a lot of people that are trying to say, look, you cannot have this extremist anti-Semitic messaging in your commentary, and you certainly can't do it when you're talking about a business deal, and that's where Paramount's coming from.
Yeah,
at least,
you got Disney. You got Disney bringing in Rosie O'Donnell to do the Jimmy Kimmel show. She's probably going to be on The View. You got Disney fighting the Trump administration over the FCC thing and trying to gaslight people about what it's really about. It's not about Jimmy Kimmel. It's not even really about the View, even though it is Disney trying to declare The View as news. It's about Disney running illegal quota systems for hiring practices. And so everywhere we look right now, Disney is maybe even more political than they've ever been before. But Carol, the way they're hiding it is, for now, they have a hiatus when it comes to putting the stuff we hate in their kids' content. They're not putting the explicit stuff, the socially divisive content into kids' movies and TV shows. And they're hoping that's enough for people to just look the other way.
I wonder, who's paying them? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Who's paying these guys?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer would be Soros. I mean, he took enough money out of USAID before it collapsed and got destroyed. So I would say that it's still him. If you're looking for what I would identify as a primary culprit who's still fighting a culture war to undermine the United States, but those are my thoughts on it. As far as Disney not recognizing that this is going to hurt them at the box office, that's a bigger problem for the investors. But as I discussed this morning, and again, if you aren't checking out the 60-minute daily Monday through Friday, you're missing out, because one of the things I commented on was the fact that Disney is kind of immune as far as the stock price goes, because they haven't been very good in a long time since Chapek left. But at the same time, they've just kind of been stuck in the mud where they are, and the only reason is they can look at the 10Qs, and the institutional investors aren't going to go anywhere, because as far as they're concerned, it's a blue chip stock, and it's artificially supported by everybody's retirement accounts, the 401ks, et cetera, et cetera. So if you look at it from that perspective, they can do very unpopular things for long periods of time, because they're not going to be abandoned by investors. Retail investors, maybe, but there aren't many out there that are, going to hang up the stock. And if they do, it's going to be for something more favorable, like, let's say, NVIDIA. And we're not going to offer any, investment advice. I'm just going to say that it's the institutional investment companies that are keeping alive all this woke political garbage that we've been suffering under the yoke of for 10 years or more at this
Well,
point.
That's right.
And to add to that, I think what's happening is like at the time when Disney used to be approached about this, we'll word it that way.
Family company.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had more power, right? And the reach was big, and then they got so overt and obvious about it that they've lost like more and more trust on in general. And I mean, the common phrase, at least I hear in my groups, and again, my group is pretty biased, so I have to admit that, is folks saying cancel Disney Plus, right? And more and more people aren't liking the movies. All they're doing is doing remakes. It feels like a giant cash grab, like everything right now, right? And as Disney continues to lose more influence and their voice continues to diminish, like at some point, like they're just going to have to stop doing this because they're not getting the backing that they used to. And I'll be curious about where they go after that. One interesting thing, because I was looking up that person that they brought onto the streaming service, the one that does like the moral thing, right? And forgive me, my brain kind of went there, but it kind of reminds me of Fahrenheit 451 in the sense that they're trying to bring faces and personalities that try and tell us what to think and do.
Yeah.
And that was something that stuck with me, because I don't know if Netflix is going to do that, but I think if I heard you correctly, Pro, from the article, you said that they're also going to be bringing on podcasts, right? On the Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah.
That appears to be what they're doing, yes.
Yeah, so this may turn into like a battle at some point of personalities along with convenience as well. So I'm kind of curious about how that's going to all evolve going forward.
Absolutely. Well, Disney back in politics, folks. We'll be paying attention to this, but whether it's National Treasure, Rosie O'Donnell, whether it is, just all of the things that they're up to with the FCC, Disney is full force back into politics. It's unfortunate. It's bad for investors. And we'll stay with it as they continue on. Well, it's been a good time. It's been a great time, folks. It's been a groovy time, even. Keeping the Holly Weirds in line. We know them better than they know themselves. As we say goodbye, folks, please consider clicking that like button, drop a comment down below, and join the community dialogue today. And until the next time, we say it every time. Keep learning. Keep growing. And as always, keep having fun.